Hello everyone, so I'm going to make a little tutorial about the use of Timesquare. So I just installed a fresh Timesquare on my computers, and I will show you how to make a very basic CCSL specification. So let's go. This is a welcome page. I just close it to be on a more appropriate view. So this is a pure fresh installation, so I will create a new project. Here, whatever the project you're choosing, I'm going to choose a CCSL one, but you can choose any other project if you want. And just put an appropriate name. So host is the team for which I'm working. Timesquare.tutorial. Okay. Now I can create my first CCSL file, so choosing extended CCSL. Okay, give a name. First test is a good name for a first test. And this is a place where you can import some CCSL library. We will speak about this in another video. Okay, let's start. So it creates a skeleton of a CCSL specification, and I can now specify some clocks and constraints in between these clocks. So for example, clock C1 and another clock C2. And I will put a basic relation in between them. When I ask for completion, you can see that I got the relation which are actually in the library I just imported. So I will choose some, let's say, precedes relation in between the clocks. So it provides me a skeleton, and I can put here my clocks. So here it means that C1 precedes C2 because C1 is a left clock and C2 is a right clock. Okay. So I can save the file and I can run it as a CCSL specification. Okay, here the simulation has been done, but it's not so visual because I didn't ask for any visualization of the simulation. So I will run it again, but before that I will change the configuration. So here is my first test. Here I got several different things I can change. For example, the number of steps I want to simulate. The simulation policy, which is used when you got some undeterminism in your specification. You can ask to choose randomly to make a kind of ASAP simulation, a kind of reverse of ASAP, or just choose one satisfying solution among the possible one. Okay, we keep the balance random for now, and this is the backend you can have with Timesquare. I will speak about them later. Just know that the simplest one, or the traditional one, is the Vcd Generation, which is a kind of timing diagram of what's happened during the simulation. Okay, so I checked it, I choose the add button, and here I could choose the clocks one by one, the clocks from my simulation, but I would choose to generate the VCD for all the clocks. And this is not used for now, we will see that later. Okay, apply and run it. Okay, the simulation is done, and you just done your first simulation with CCSL. Here you got the different ticks of the clocks along the logical time. Here you can know that this is the fifth steps, and this clock has its 4 ticks. And in between the clocks there is some relations, which is the precede relation, which is shown here. Okay, and you can ask in the constraint view here to show all the relations. As you can see, for the precedes it's unbounded, so you can have any distance in between two instants here and here. Okay, that's it. Let's go for a second video.